There are a couple of things we need to stop blaming whenever there's a mass shooting. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Obviously, a horrific mass shooting that happened in Santa Fe, Texas. Another mass shooting at a school. Very sad news, and really anytime there's a mass shooting, it's very sad news. And what I also find sad is the immediate, draw to blame someone or something in cases where there is a mass shooter. For instance, after there's a mass shooting, particularly at a school, what do we hear from those mainly on the left? It is we have to blame the gun. We have to blame the AR-15, even though the AR-15 was not used in this case. But we have to blame the gun. We have to blame the culture of guns. We have to blame that one object that looks scary. Well, guess what? I've got a gun. I've got a couple of guns. And guess what? I've never shot anybody. I've never gone and committed a mass shooting. The gun isn't the problem. On the other hand, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he mentioned a few things, including a culture that devalues life. I sort of agree with him on that, but he also mentioned violent video games and violent movies. Lieutenant Governor Patrick, that's the conservative side of saying, let's blame the gun. Okay, that's the easy way. That's the easy thing to blame is violent video games. I have played violent video games. I'm sure many of you have played violent video games. You're not all going out and committing mass murder. You're not going out and committing mass shootings. You don't want to kill a bunch of people just because you play a violent video game or even watch a violent movie or violence on TV. Stop blaming objects. Stop blaming video games. Stop blaming movies. Stop blaming television. Stop blaming guns. That's not the problem. The problem is right up here with a lot of people. Now, some of the people who aren't right up here, they shouldn't be playing violent video games. They shouldn't be playing violent or watching violent movies. They shouldn't be playing with guns. They shouldn't be doing any of that. But that's up to the parents, and that comes also down to some personal responsibility. But that's up to the parents and friends to monitor, and relatives to monitor of that person who is not equipped to play violent video games and watch violence on TV or in the movie theaters. It's not on us as a country to say, oh, violent video games are bad. That's what's leading to mass shootings. I don't believe that. This person likes to go out and target practice with their gun. That's what's leading to mass shootings. Absolutely not. Here's who you blame in a mass shooting. The shooter. The shooter is responsible for taking the lives of innocent people in that school, in an office building, or wherever it may happen. You blame the person. And then you also blame the red flags that were never followed up, if there are any. Of course, we'll learn that about this shooter down in Santa Fe, Texas. Were there things that weren't followed up? We know that he posted a picture of a black t-shirt with white lettering that said "Born to Kill" on there. Maybe if you were a friend of the guy, that should have raised a red flag. Or maybe if you were a parent and you saw that t-shirt, you should have said, why are you buying a t-shirt that says "Born to Kill"? I know my parents probably would have been like, yeah, that's stupid. Why are you buying that t-shirt? Listen, I'm not blaming the parents here or the friends for not noticing, but these are things that we need to notice as a society instead of, kind of taking the easy way out and blaming guns or blaming violent video games. That's the easy way out. You want to have a conversation about mental illness in this country and violence in this country, then let's have it. But let's not take the easy way out and blame guns and video games. Those aren't the problems. There are people, millions of people, who play violent video games in this country who don't have any issues when it comes to carrying out a mass shooting. There are millions of people in this country who love guns, who love the Second Amendment, who are supportive of the NRA, like I am, who don't go out and commit evil acts. We got a problem up here. We have a problem in the home, throughout many homes in this country. We have a problem with folks who look at somebody who is a loner or someone they may consider a loser, and instead of talking and engaging with that person, they go, you know what, forget it, that guy's weird, I'm not going to engage with that person. Social media may be to blame for part of that because we're all a little bit more disconnected, at least personally, than we used to be. Connect with each other, talk to your kids, and for goodness sakes, politicians and those in the media, Stop taking the easy way out and blaming guns, blaming violent video games, and blaming violence in movies. Those are the easy way out. We need to have real conversations about what's going on with youth in this country.